Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be using the High Lift Powder Bleach and the 30 Developer from Jerome Russell. And then I'm just going to take a comb and start combing through my hair, just making sure it's all nice and smooth with no knots to make it easy for me to start parting. Do apologise by the way, I'm in my pyjamas. Don't know if you could tell, but it's just standard lockdown attire these days. And if you're wondering why I've decided to do a voiceover, it's just because I find it easier to explain things rather than trying to do it and explain it, if that makes sense. Basically, I can't multitask to save my life. So, as you can see, it was proving to be quite difficult to actually separate the black from the blonde. And to be fair, every time I've done it, it's always been quite difficult for me to do anyway. I don't know why, but I'm trying to be as precise as I could. Although, like I say, it was difficult, so there was going to be a few black strands in there as well. Which just means that there's just going to be orange, brassy tones in there that look like they've been missed. So it'll probably look a mess at the end of this, but we'll see. If you haven't already, check out my previous bleaching videos. There's like 4 of them, I think, and they're basically just showing you how I started off this process. So here you can see I'm just pouring in the 30 Developer into the mixing bowl. Just make sure you get every last bit into the bowl so you get the perfect mixture. And then take the High Lift Powder Bleach and pour that in too. And again, just make sure you mix it in really well. The quicker you work with this as well, the better the results. As you can see, it's a good consistency. Now I'm ready to put my gloves on and get started with the process. What I'm going to do now is, as usual, split my hair into sections so they're smaller, which will help the bleach work better on smaller pieces of hair, if that makes sense. Don't know how to explain it. Let's face it, guys, I'm terrible at explaining things. So I don't really know what happened, but for some reason my bleach went really dry, and I'm not sure why. I tried to keep mixing it round, and for some reason it was just quite like spongy, I suppose I could say, which isn't really usually what it's like. It's usually quite creamy, which is what you need. But anyway, I managed to get it working, so I just basically pasted it on the lengths first, because some areas I'm still quite brassy in anyway, so I tried to do that first, but when you start doing these things, you just end up winging it every time. But you'll see that I actually leave the roots till last. What I actually did was left it on for like 10 minutes and then came back and did the roots, and then actually left it on for 15 minutes in total. But everyone's different, so you have to just keep checking it every 15 minutes just to see if it's working or not. And if not, sometimes it's good as well to actually apply some more just to keep the moisture there. And the best thing to do, from what I've learned previously, is to wrap it up in like cling film or tin foil just to keep the heat in too. That also helps it to process. A little disclaimer, I'm not a professional. I've just done my own hair for years. I've never been to a hairdresser, and even when I've gone wrong, I've always just fixed it myself, so I've never really bothered going to a hairdresser ever in my life. So as you can see, I've just wrapped it up, took my gloves off and left for 10 minutes. Now I'm ready to do the roots, so I'm just putting the same gloves back on again and separating it back into the 3 sections that I started with first. If you can hear the background noise, it's because I'm now decided to do this video again 2 weeks later than when I actually made it. And I've got Harry watching the telly, so sorry about that. I'd also like to add that if you would prefer me to do these videos where they speed up and I do a voiceover, definitely let me know. I do feel like they're easier to actually do, because whilst I'm trying to talk and do something at the same time, I feel like it takes longer, and sometimes I don't always say the right thing or I forget to say something, so do let me know if you prefer this or if you prefer it normally the other way. So as you can see, I've done the middle parts of my roots. I'm just going to do the border part now between the black and the blonde, and at the front as well. Just really make sure that you saturate all of this area, because I've not really done it properly, so that's why you can see me rubbing it around now. Just making sure that I've rubbed it all in. So you're probably best to just keep going over it if you've got some bleach left. I'm just using the same bleach as what I used 10 minutes before when I was doing the lengths. So the longer you leave the bleach though, the less of the strength will be, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain that. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, I'm going back over it now. So as long as you keep it warm and you keep it moist when you've wrapped it up, it should just work fine. My mum's walking in and out, as you can see, and she doesn't shut the door behind her either, so I do apologise about this. You can probably tell from the look of my face that this really smells so strong, and especially it being at the front of your head as well. Oh my god. So as you can see, I'm just using the glove now to wrap up my hair to just keep it warm, and I'm going to leave it on for about, I think, half an hour. So as you can see, this is what it looked like after. It looks like all one colour. To be fair, it didn't look too bad in person either. The roots did seem a little bit orange, but they weren't as bad as I thought. It was only 30 vol on fresh hair as well. I'm really sorry that I didn't video the last bit after washing my hair. Oh, I thought I did, but I obviously didn't. So if you would like to see how I finished off by toning my hair using the Wella Colour Touch 6 vol and 10-6 toner, watch my next video